Before I get to the judgment, I want to first publicly acknowledge a lot of those that were involved, or hopefully most of those that were involved in this action. First, my secretary, Jamie Wilborn, is on the front line, and she has fielded hundreds of calls, emails, and other requests. When we say administration of justice, she is the administrator. Our court reporters, Tanya Burcham and Angie Thagard, have done a masterful job of keeping a record. Debbie Stevens and the other court clerks have worked overtime to make sure all the court pleadings are filed and uploaded onto OSCN. I also thank Deputy Loomis and the other courthouse security officers for keeping us safe and for assisting the court patrons. And we've had the benefit of the able services of Discovery Master Bill Hetherington, Settlement Judge Lane Phillips, Special Masters Bob Burke, and Justice Stephen Taylor. These men have gone out of their way as true officers of the court and have all made unique contributions to help efficiently and thoroughly adjudicate this case. So on behalf of the parties, I thank each one of them. Many of you are here from the media, and I'm sure you'll agree that our 5 volunteer media coordinators, students from the University of Oklahoma and Oklahoma City University, have been fabulous about helping make sure your needs are met. We thank them. I've stated this in the judgment, and it's worth stating now. The attorneys for both the state and the defendants have demonstrated throughout the course of this case professionalism and skill that makes me a proud member of the legal profession. And their conduct has done much to advance confidence in our system of justice. Thank you. The judgment will be posted on oscn.net by the Cleveland County Court Clerk as soon as court adjourns. A limited number of file stamp copies have been printed and will be made available through Special Master Bob Burke immediately after court adjourns. This case spanned over 2 years and the trial over 8 weeks. I've opted not to read the entire 42-page judgment, as I think we've all waited long enough. The opioid crisis is an imminent danger and menace to Oklahomans. My judgment includes findings of fact and conclusions of law that the state met its burden, that the defendants, Janssen and Johnson & Johnson's misleading marketing and promotion of opioids created a nuisance as defined by 50 OS Section 1, including a finding that those actions compromised the health and safety of thousands of Oklahomans. Specifically, defendants caused an opioid crisis that is evidenced by increased rates of addiction, overdose deaths, and neonatal abstinence syndrome in Oklahoma. This is a temporary public nuisance that can be abated, and the proper remedy for public nuisance is equitable abatement. As I just stated, the opioid crisis has ravaged the state of Oklahoma. It must be abated immediately. For this reason, I am entering an abatement plan that consists of costs totaling $572,102,028 to immediately remediate the nuisance. As I detail in my judgment, this is the amount of costs that I am constrained to order Janssen and Johnson & Johnson to pay based on the particulars of a nuisance claim and the evidence that was presented at trial. Whether additional programs and funding are needed over an extended period of time, those are determinations to be made by our legislators and policymakers. In this moment, and based on this record, this is what the court can and will do to abate the nuisance. This abatement plan is detailed in the judgment. I still have jurisdiction over this case, and there are possibilities, probably certainties, that I will be asked to rule on other matters in this case. So it is impossible for me to make any further statements about the trial or my ruling other than what I've said today. I'm going to direct counsel for the state to prepare a final judgment within 10 days and present it to the defendants, who shall have 5 days to voice any objections. If the parties can't agree, the court will set the matter for hearing to settle the final order. Are there any announcements or questions from council? If not, again, I thank you for the honor of presiding over this trial. And until we meet again, this court will be adjourned. Thank you.